Now see, though the graph's writing is not clear in the book also, that is why it's coming hazy. Just I'm explaining the graph. See, the years are given in the x-axis and the percentage of people living below the poverty line is here. Okay, so now see 2005, 2000, I don't know what is written, 2013, 2015. See, China is marked by blue line. See, it's showing a downfall. Means share of people living on $1.90 a day is less, is going on declining. Means people are improving. Next is East Asia, red color line. See, in 2005 it was high, then slowly it's falling. Last is Sub-Saharan Africa. See, yellow. See, it's high. Latin America, blue line. High it was, it's slowly declining. South Asia is also showing a downfall, but the downfall is slow. Okay. Now, Poverty and Equity Database, World Bank. Okay. 2005 to 2015. So, number of poor by region in millions it is showing. China is blue. See. No, China is this blue. Sorry, China has got the least one. Sub-Saharan Africa. See, the highest number of poor in millions. South Asia, next highest. East Asia, and I think so it's Pacific. So see, low. Latin America. See, the yellow line. I think so this is the yellow line. Okay. So you see, China is the lowest. Sub-Saharan Africa is the highest number of poor people in millions. Then comes the South Asian countries. Then comes East Asia and Pacific. With South Asian countries are still overcoming, but not yet overcome. We're still overcoming. East Asia and Pacific, low. China is the lowest number of people, means lowest number of people or the poor people by region wise. So these are the two graphs. Okay. Now questions can come like this. Identify the number of poor people living in each region. Okay. Now, which is the highest? Which one shows the lowest number? Why? So, all these are there. Okay. Now, we will move to the causes of poverty. Okay. So, all these graphs which we did, the number of poor people in this area, number of poor people in that area. So what are the reasons behind that the China has got the lowest poverty while the others are still struggling, other countries? So there are a number of causes for the widespread poverty in India. One historical reason is the low level of economic development under the British colonial administration. The policies of the colonial government ruined traditional handicrafts and discouraged development of industries in textiles. The low rate of growth persisted until the 1980s. This resulted in less job opportunities and low growth rate of income. This was accompanied by a high growth rate of population. The two combined to make the growth rate of per capita income very low. The failure of both the fronts, promotion of economic growth and population control, perpetuated the cycle of poverty. So, what are they saying? That number of causes were there for the widespread poverty in India. First was the British rule, the colonial administration. What happened during those times? First, the handicrafts industry suffered a lot. Many were unemployed, and thus the whole burden was on the agriculture. Okay. Moreover, during the partition, the jute industry suffered a lot, the jute and the cotton industry, because the fertile soils went to Pakistan and Bangladesh, and the factories, the jute mills and the cotton mills remained in India. Moreover, this also resulted in mass unemployment. So this resulted in less loss of job opportunities and low growth rates. Now, this was accompanied by a high growth rate of population. So as there was mass unemployment, reduction in income, moreover, there was also another thing. This was accompanied by increase in population. The two combined to make the growth rate of per capita income very low. The failure at both the fronts, promotion of economic growth and population control, perpetuated the cycle of poverty. So, what will the government do? Will it control the population or will it control unemployment and generate income? Which one will it do? So, this made the situation worse. As the population was increasing, more and more unemployment was increasing, as well as the income was also less, as there was mass level of unemployment, and thus the poverty increased. Growth level was low and thus the poverty was increasing. So with the spread of irrigation and the green revolution, many job opportunities were created in the agriculture. But the effects were limited to some parts of India. The industries, both in public and private, did not provide jobs, but these were enough to absorb all the job seekers unable to find proper jobs in cities. Mainly people started working as rickshaw pullers, vendors, construction workers, domestic servants, etc. With irregular small incomes, these people could not afford expensive housing. They started living in slums on the outskirts of the cities, and the problems of poverty, largely a rural phenomena, also became the feature of urban sector. Okay, now this I will be explaining in the next video.